Today I will be making gnocchi alla Sorrentina. I chose this dish because I've had gnocchi before, but I've never made it before, and I really liked it when I had it for the first time, but I don't think a lot of places like restaurants have gnocchi, so I wanted to try it out for myself, and I'm excited about it. It's different than just a regular Italian pasta that I'm used to. For this recipe that I'm using, I am not making homemade gnocchi. I opted for a store-bought one, but it is potato gnocchi, which is what our recipe is. The ingredients that you need to make this recipe are the gnocchi, whole peeled tomatoes, grated Parmesan cheese, shredded mozzarella, garlic, basil, extra virgin olive oil, and salt, which is in this. My first step was to dice the garlic clove, and now my next step is to crush the whole peeled tomatoes. I'm gonna put them in this bag and crush them. Now that I have crushed the tomatoes, I'm going to use this pot. This pot can also go in the oven, which was important. I'm going to heat the oil over medium heat with our garlic, and then I'm going to add in the crushed tomatoes and make the tomato paste. After the garlic has started to brown, then we will add in the crushed tomatoes. I'm going to stir this until it becomes more of a sauce, and I'm also going to crush up the tomatoes a little bit more as well. So as you can see, it's still pretty soupy rather than a sauce, so we're gonna let it simmer and cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. As the sauce is simmering and cooking, I'm going to add in the basil. Just added basil. And also, this is looking good so far. I'm going to keep stirring it. The recipe calls for about 10, and hopefully it will turn into more of a sauce soon. I am going to prep the bowl for the gnocchi. I'm going to fill this with water and bring it to a boil. I just lowered this to low because I'm waiting for the water to come to a boil. Well, to put our gnocchi in. Gnocchi cooks very fast, so after this it will be very smooth sailing, and then we will put it into the tomato. Now that our water has come to a boil, I'm going to pour in the gnocchi. Once it rises to the top, I will take it out with this spoon. You want a spoon with holes in it so that the water can drain. After that, I'm going to dump it into the tomato sauce and stir it up there. You want to stir it because you don't want the gnocchi to burn at the bottom. So So just making sure that it is not sticking to the bottom. I also turned the heat down to that medium heat. As you can see, we're going to keep stirring to the top, making sure that none of them are sticking to the bottom. And put into Alright, now all the gnocchi has been transferred, so we are going to stir this up and get all of the gnocchi covered in the tomato sauce. You want to save a little bit just for garnish at the end, and just sprinkle on any that you wish. I love cheese, so I'm going to save a little bit. As you can see, most of them have floated to the top, and that is how fast it takes. That was about 2 minutes, a little bit less. We're going to continue to mix this up as the cheese will melt. Our next step, we are going to be putting in the cheese. You pretty much put in. Now that all the cheese is mixed in, we are going to put it into the preheated oven for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to sprinkle some remaining cheese on top. All right, now that the cheese is in, it is looking very cheesy. As the cheese will melt. So I served myself some gnocchi that I just made, and I'm going to try it now. It is very, very cheesy. I'm going to transfer the gnocchi into really this glass dish. I think it will just be easier. And it's definitely cooked. I was worried that the gnocchi was going to be hard or feel not cooked through, but it's definitely cooked through. And the tomato sauce is super good. It's really tomatoey, but it's not overly strong. As someone who doesn't like tomatoes, I like it, and I still think it's good. One thing is though, I would definitely put in less cheese. It's not overly cheesy in the taste, it's more so the texture of it that is overly cheesy. As you can see, perfect. Now it is ready to go into the oven. There's cheese right there. All right, so here's the finished product right outside of the oven. I just put too much. The cheese is all melted. And I messed up the ratios on that, or if it's supposed to be like that, or if there's a way to make it not so sticky, but it is still super good, and I will definitely be making this dish again.